it is surrounded with the concrete walls, and that is known as the protective shield. Now let us move on. We have seen the components of the nuclear reactor. Now let us see the working of a nuclear reactor. So working of the nuclear reactor. A single slow neutron, as we have seen, whatever the components we have seen, go on adding it so that you can get the working of the nuclear reactor. What happens? A single slow neutron causes a fission of uranium-235 nucleus with the release of somehow 200 mega electron volt of energy and 3 fast neutrons. We have seen, right? Now, to start the nuclear reaction, what a cadmium rods partially absorb the neutrons, and the moderator slows down the remaining neutrons. The slow neutrons cause the fission of the other uranium-235, and the process goes on. If it is since nuclear reactor, the fission process is controllable, so control rods are used. Further, what happens? The cadmium rods are slowly withdrawn to step up the reaction. So we have seen boron or the cadmium rods, which are used as a control rods. They are of desirable length. When we want to stop the process, we have to keep the rods in the desirable length. When we want to step up the reaction, we have to withdraw a little of cadmium rods. Then the reaction takes place. The reactors are provided with safety rods, that is the control rods. This brings out a controlled nuclear reaction, and thus the energy produced can be used as used in a constructive purpose. We have seen now these things, the coolant, after the process takes place, heat is produced and it is transferred from the core of the nuclear reactor to the surroundings. That is, it is transferred to the water, and from water, what happens? Water converts it into a very high steam, very heated steam, and this steam is used to run the turbines. By running the turbines, we can generate electricity. So this is the process of the nuclear reactor, working way of the nuclear reactor. Now let us move on. We have seen the nuclear fission reaction. Now let us see nuclear fusion reaction. Okay, nuclear fusion. Fission is different from fusion, students. In fission, what happens? A heavy nucleus splits into 2 lighter nuclei with a of comparable mass, releasing energy. But what about nuclear fusion? Nuclear fusion is a process of, it is combining of 2 light nuclei, 2 lighter nuclei into heavy nucleus. Right, students? It's the correct opposition of nuclear fission. There you see heavy nucleus splits into 2 lighter nuclei. Here combining 2 lighter nuclei into forming a heavy nucleus with the liberation of energy. Okay, this is nothing but nuclear fusion process. What happens? How can we denote it? Now, let me take an example. H21 plus an electron plus neutrino and 0.42 mega electron volt. So in this reaction, 2 protons fuse together. Fuse means they combine together to form a deuteron. This is a deuteron and a positron, deuteron, positron, neutrino, and 0.42 mega electron volt of energy liberation. Once again, if this deuteron is combined, what we get is helium. So here 3 and 2 and 1 neutron and 3.27 mega electron volt of liberation of energy. So in this reaction, 2 deuterons fuse to form light isotope of helium and a neutron and 3.27 mega electron of energy, liberation of energy. Now if we take same deuterons, you can write this as in this way. Same process but in different ways. This and this process. So here 2 deuterons fuse to form a triton and positron with 4.03 mega electron volt of liberation, mega volt liberation of energy. So this is about nuclear fusion. One more fusion process is there, that is thermonuclear fusion. In this, nuclear fusion is achieved by raising temperature. So you know thermo means temperature, so it is done by raising the temperature of the system to some 10 power 9 Kelvin or more, so that particles have enough kinetic energy to overcome electrostatic repulsion. Therefore, this process is known as thermonuclear fusion. As the thermo means temperature, so this process takes place with the raising of temperature to 10 power 9 Kelvin or more. This after raising this much of temperature, what happens? This particles get a kinetic energy to overcome electrostatic repulsion, and this process is known as thermonuclear fusion. Then students, we have difference between nuclear fission and fusion. So we have seen in nuclear fission what happens, the process in which heavy nucleus splits into two fragments or of comparable masses are known as nuclear fission with the release of energy. Whereas for fusion, combining of two lighter nuclei into stable heavier nucleus with liberation of energy. In case of nuclear fission, energy released from one fusion is larger than 200 mega electron volt, and that of fusion reaction is some 25 mega electron volt, which is less. Then temperature required for the nuclear fission is high, whereas for fission is less, and byproducts are radioactive in case of nuclear fission, and byproducts are not radioactive in case of the fusion process. So that's it about the nuclei chapter. If you have any doubts regarding the chapter nuclei, you can contact me or ping me. Okay students, thank you.